Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with the third law of thermodynamics. It deals with the entropy of pure crystalline substances at the absolute zero of temperature. This principle can be stated in a number of ways, such as the first is Planck's statement. The Nernst heat theorem forms the basis of the third law of thermodynamics. This equation reveals that the change in heat capacity at constant pressure decreases very rapidly to zero as the absolute zero is approached. It therefore follows that the heat capacities of products and reactants become identical at absolute zero. Planck extended this concept and said that heat capacities of substances tend to become zero at absolute zero. Hence, the extended form of the Nernst heat theorem can be written as when limit T tends to 0, the heat capacity at constant pressure will be equals to 0. Again, equation 3 is limit T tends to 0, the change in entropy, which is the difference between entropy of product and entropy of reactant, will be equals to 0. Again, this equation suggested that all substances in the solid state must have the same entropy at the absolute zero of temperature. Finally, Planck stated that entropy of a solid or a liquid approaches zero of the absolute zero of temperature. Therefore, the third law can be expressed as when temperature tends to zero, the entropy will become zero. Now, we compare the Planck's formulation with the Nernst theorem. The Planck's formulation is only applicable to pure solids and liquids, whereas the Nernst heat theorem is applicable to condensed systems, including solutions also. The next one is Lewis and Rendall statement. Planck's statement contained minor defects as entropies of solution and supercooled liquids are not zero at the absolute zero. Thus, we can say that Planck's statement is only true for crystalline solids. According to Lewis and Rendall, every substance has a finite positive entropy, but at the absolute zero of temperature, the entropy may become zero and does so become in the case of perfectly crystalline solids. And third one is the principle of the unattainability of the third law of thermodynamics. It is impossible by any method, no matter how idealized, to reduce the temperature of any substance to the absolute zero in a finite number of operations. From the above statement, it follows that one cannot, by any process occurring in finite dimensions, cool a body to absolute zero. Actually, scientists are able to approach within 10 to the power minus 6 degrees of absolute zero, but this does not mean that there remains only a small step to arrive at absolute zero. It is practically unattainable. And what are the applications of third law of thermodynamics? The first one is determination of absolute entropy of solids. The law is useful in calculating the absolute entropies of pure substances at different temperatures from thermal data. As we know, the change in entropy will be equal to the multiplication of heat capacity at constant pressure with respect to temperature, which on integrating between temperature limits 0 and T degree Kelvin yields by this equation. which represents as the entropy at absolute zero temperature as T, and S0 is the entropy at 0 degree Kelvin temperature. Setting up the condition demanded by the third law, that is S0 will be equal to 0 and T0, we obtain St integrated within the limits 0 and T will be Cp dln T, where St is known as absolute entropy of the solid at temperature T. The integration in above equation can be calculated graphically by plotting Cp by T against T. The area of the curve so obtained gives the value of St between T is equals to 0 to any desired temperature. As it is not always possible to calculate the value of Cp at 0 degree Kelvin, for this the observations are carried out to as low a temperature as possible and Cp is plotted against ln T. The curve so obtained is extrapolated to the absolute zero by using Debye third power law for the heat capacity of solids at low temperature. According to this law, the heat capacity at constant volume will be equal to the multiplication of a constant A and the third power of absolute temperature. And second application is evaluation of absolute entropies of liquids and gases. In all these cases, we generally start from the crystalline state of the given substance at the absolute zero, and then by giving heat to the solid at 0 degree Kelvin, it can be converted into the required state of the substance at a given temperature. In order to calculate the absolute entropy of a liquid, it involves the following steps. It is first necessary to make measurements on the solid form upon the melting point. The entropy of the solid at this temperature is given by del S1 integrated within the limits 0 and Tm. Tm is the temperature of melting point. And second one, in order to obtain the entropy of the melting point, it is necessary to add the entropy of fusion, that is del S2, which is related to the enthalpy of fusion with respect to melting point. It is molar heat of fusion and Tm is the melting point. Third one, in order to evaluate the entropy of liquid at any higher temperature, a curve is plotted between Cp and ln T for the liquid. The increase in entropy can be calculated by area under the curve between melting point and any particular temperature. The increase in entropy in this case is given by del S3 within the limit 0 and melting point. Thus, the total absolute entropy St is given by the sum of all the above steps. Del S1, del S2 and del S3 gives the total absolute entropy. In order to evaluate the entropy of solid, besides the steps given in a liquid, following additional 2 steps are also considered. These steps are: the fourth step is convert this liquid into vapors at its boiling point. Entropy change for this process is del S4, related to the molar heat of vaporization and boiling point. And last one, the entropy involved in heating the gas from temperature Tb to a given temperature T is given by del S5 within the limits boiling point and the particular temperature, where Cpg is the heat capacity of the substance in the gaseous state. So the absolute entropy of the gas at temperature T is given by the sum of del S1, del S2, del S3, del S4 and del S5. So the third law of applications of third law of thermodynamics has finished here. Thank you. Have a good day.